three real trends, general trends that will come up in 2013, which I think is passive measurement, big data, and some mobile.
In regards to using your mobile phones, right now people are actually also thinking of using their tabs and everything else. The important thing right now is to remain on top of things and then go with the flow on basis of what's happening with technology. So take technology, make the best of use of it. How can you use that not only, as I said, for looking at data, but how can you produce data yourself through those technologies available? That's the next big step.
I think that the next big thing is really everything around the mobile thing, mobile research. Everybody has a mobile, everybody has an iPad or a device, and how can we connect with those people to improve the customer service of our clients? So I believe that's one of the main things, where nowadays we're really in the field with the old methodologies, but how can we connect with those research methodologies as well?
Without a doubt, mobility is going to be one of the biggest sort of catalysts for research in the future. In a couple ways. First, through sort of passive listening and passive research that's going on. I think a lot of advancements in that stage is going to give us, it's going to play into a lot of the different stages. So big data, understanding, observational behavior, but in the digital realm, things like that. That's going to be one of the biggest things. The other aspect of mobility, I think, will be in the community space, where you guys are quite familiar, obviously, looking at online communities and seeing how mobility is going to impact, the type of innovation that we can learn from online communities, and taking that and saying, okay, mobile in the moment, so mobile-based online communities, where are those going? Where is that going? So we're not necessarily attached to when they're sitting on their laptops, but more so integrations of video, integrations of SMS and pictures and dynamic media that's coming in through mobility is going to be really interesting. I think those two aspects are going to really take mobility to the next level for research in the future.
The mobile aspect of research, because the fact of bringing, on the one hand, the actual experience of the people together with the evaluation of that experience is a huge benefit if you look at research. And if you're then still able to combine this with information that is already available, such as loyalty cards and other information, then we think this can bring a huge benefit to the industry.
Big data is a very big hype, it's very trendy, everybody's talking about it. But it's not sufficient, I think, to talk about it and to create systems to generate that data, to retrieve that data. It may not stop there. I think it will be very important, and it is our task to find ways to really use that data of big data and to integrate it into the existing solutions and systems that we already have today to do some good analysis and to come out with nice solutions.
My definition of big data is when my computer stops being enough to actually process it. So big data has two main components. First of all, you've got the depth of the data, so the number of rows that you have, and then the biggest problem is probably the width. So we have way too many variables, and traditional softwares are not able to process it in, I would say, a reasonable amount of time. And so we are unable to include the information to take decisions that have to be taken very, very quickly. And I think that's one of the areas where innovation will really change the game.
When it comes to big data from a research point of view, we touch on it from a few areas of research, but it's not always core. So as researchers in Yahoo, we still look at what is the consumer voice, why are people doing what they're doing, how do they feel about what they're doing, and oftentimes the data section is living in the product world, and it's really about how can you productize the information that you have to actually be able to make decisions from it without necessarily having a human intervention with what that information can do, if that makes sense.